Hey everybody, don't mind Gary back there. I got my old boots, my work boots. I want to show you how to clean them. I just went for a walk and I was like, man, I'm about a week overdue of conditioning, cleaning and conditioning. I want to show you how to do that. So what you want to get yourself, I use mink oil, and you can use saddle soap. You make it, you get a towel, you put some water, and you make it lather up. This cleans the dirt off. But what I found out is if I get a stiff brush like this, I got this from Walmart for like $1, I think, maybe. Just clean the heck out of this and take all the dirt off. I'll show you how to do that. Now I'm going to loosen this up a little so I get my finger down in there. All right. I figured, got a bunch of loose dirt. You could take your wife's toothbrush. That's not her toothbrush. This is an old toothbrush. And you can clean that stuff out of there. All right. Now put your, I tuck the laces in a little bit so they're the heck out of the way. And put your hand in there and just brush the heck out of it. This really gets a lot of the dirt off. Now the brushes I've seen they sell, they're really soft. And I was like, I think you'd be brushing for like the longest time. I don't know. So I'd like to have a stiffer brush. So this is what I got. It gets down in the cracks a little bit easier. Now these boots, these are Red Wing, and I paid, I got a little bit of a discount, but the original price was $217, I think. And I will tell you, you're not going to get, well, the mock toe. Now they call these the mock toe because it's like a moccasin toe. Now, you're not going to get a more comfortable boot. You might think, but I will tell you right now, when I went to the store and I picked them out, there were 3 guys there, Joey, and you had Nick, Joey, Nick, and I can't remember his name. I worked with him. Oh my goodness. Edward. Yeah, Edward. I'm gonna forget Edward. Really nice people at the store. Fantastic. Well, he measured my feet and everything, and I went around, looked at the boots that I wanted, and the reason I like these is because I had boots like this years ago, and they had the same kind of sole, and that's why I picked this style, and they were really good. I got them at Sears. And I couldn't find them anywhere else. I think you can buy them online for they're called Die Hard, but I was like, nah, let me spend a little bit more and get some boots. Now these will last, I think it's a 2-year warranty, and every time I buy boots, they only last me about a year. And that really just irritated me to no end, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get me a nice pair of boots. And then he told me to stop in, so I stopped in and I picked the boots out. And some people would probably scrub these a lot longer, but this I did this before, and then I used saddle soap, and it wasn't very dirty. I didn't have much dirt on it at all. Okay. So I picked them out, and I tried it on. I tried the right foot, and I was like, okay, this feels pretty good. All right, I'll take them. I went up and paid for them, and I got home, and I think I oiled them up with mink oil, and the next day I put them on, and I was like, holy crap, these are comfortable. I could walk around the world with these things. Man, were they nice. They used to have these, this used to open like this. You used to twist it and it will open. Now they don't do that. I have to get a new can. I can't get it back on there. What the heck's wrong with me? What the heck's wrong with me? I'm throwing it away anyway. You push down, it says to open, push here, and I guess it opens up the side. See, I'm almost empty. Anywho, I think this will do this little bit here. I use my finger, and I get it inside here, because the leather upper, I mean, you can get it all up inside here. Joe told me to do this every month, and I think I'm behind by a month. But no, I'm behind probably a week. I didn't do it, and I was supposed to do it. And this stuff, it keeps the leather soft, waterproofed, and looking pretty, huh? Gotta look pretty. Conditions it and makes it last longer, and I guess that's what it does. I gotta use 2 fingers. But you just keep doing this, you know, these boots will last a lot longer. And I've had these since, I think it was the spring. I think I got these in the spring. And they are just awesome boots. And I've seen people do reviews on them too. And there's a lot of work boots out there I never known that were so darn expensive. The one guy I watched on YouTube, he was doing a review of the best mock toe boots. And he put them in different grades as D's. And he says Carhartt is in the E or a D. He says if you get them, just get a receipt, take them back. If someone gives me as a gift, they're not good at all. But he put, and then he had A, he had S for being the highest grade, then A, then B, then C, then D, then E. And he had a couple of them in the D's and stuff. And he put these in the A. And he says these are very good boots. They're really worth, I think they're worth the money. Very well worth the money, because I would otherwise spend $100 every year getting new boots, because they don't want to last me a year. So, anyways, just keep rubbing it in. So that's what he did. The pair that he gave to the top of the A, he gave it a grade of S for superior or whatever. He gave the grade S, and they were $590, and I don't know what the name of them were, but they were expensive. And he says they're the best boots that, you know, he says they are. I believe him. I mean, if the guy has enough money to buy all them boots and cut them open just to investigate what they, and he went through and told you about what makes them so good. And what's nice about these boots is they could resole these too. Instead of buying a new pair of boots, you can resole them for cheaper. All right. And this keeps them nice and waterproof. And I always go over the front of the toe a little bit more. And Joe told me, he goes, it creases right through here a lot. And that's where boots usually wear out. So I kind of condition it a little bit more right there. I take his word. Because if you're working there, you got to know your stuff. You can't just lollygag. There. That's a nice conditioned boot. I don't know if I did it right, but that's the way I've been doing it. And it has a slight smell to it. You can get used to that. Where the smell goes away after a while. But that's a nicely conditioned boot. And I'll get on to the next one. And I'll see you in a little bit after I get the next one cleaned. Alright, now I'm finishing up the second boot. And I'm going to tell you what I like about these two. You know, other being so darn comfortable. I like the higher boot instead of like a lower one. I had lower ones before. I really didn't care for it. And I noticed these shoelaces have lasted a long dang time. I never had to replace these. And usually shoelaces go very fast in work boots. I had a job to where if you didn't have spats and that's a thing that covers your laces. You use the cutting torch, and we used to cut up scrap and separate the different scrap metals and stuff like that. You would blow your shoelaces out in like 1 day, 2 days. You'd burn, like sparks would get to them and just burn them out, but I'm not using it for that. But these shoelaces has lasted me longer than any other boots I've had. And another thing is that the grommets, they're very nice. They're holding up very well. A lot of the stitching, it's like thicker double stitching and triple stitching on the stuff. And this is nice. I like this better than that little loop thing there. I'm surprised that is still intact. I'm surprised that's still holding together. And these speed laces, I wanted 2 because if I had only 1, you have a hole, a grommet to put the thing through. You have to loosen up your boots all the time to get them off. This way, it takes them down pretty far, and you can get your foot out and put in a lot easier. And these things, usually on my other boots, bend and break so easy. These aren't even giving at all. They last so freaking long. I'm like, my gosh, they're not giving in. But if you want a nice, I'll wear these before tennis shoes. I'll be the hillbilly out there walking around in shorts and these things before I wear tennis shoes. I mean, I'll wear some sandals and stuff, but these things will, you know, you're much more comfortable in your feet and everything like that. And it's the inside's made with like a lot thicker cork, and they actually mold to your footprint when you're breaking them in. I didn't even have to break these dang things in. They were comfortable when I, first put them on. I was amazed. But my son is looking for a pair of boots, and I told him, I said, you should get a pair of these. You might not want the mock toe. They have other brands and styles and stuff like that to look just as good, and I'm sure they're just as comfortable. I'd take them down there, but I don't know what he's going to do. So, anyways, that's what how I clean my boots, and a little bit of a testimonial for these boots, I guess. They're just some darn good things, man, with them. So, and they're just so nice to wear. And I'm going to walk home with these one time. And the last time I walked home from work, I moved closer to work. It took me 2.5 hours. And I had some other boots on. And I actually lost my toenail because my toe turned black and blue. And the toenail ended up coming off about a week later. But I'm going to do it sometime with these boots and see if my feet feel better. And I'll tell you right now, after all days of work, I could wear these things wherever, out in the woods, or walking around in stores, or at home. And I love them. I love them boots. They're great boots. So there you go. Now, some people might like the saddle soap. I don't like it because I can get just as much off with a stiff brush. Some people might think that might be too stiff of a brush, and it might, I don't know. It might, and a lot of people don't like to use saddle soap because they say it dries the boot out, takes the moisture out of the leather. But I don't like it because it doesn't really. It says removes dirt and grime on all types of leather, all leather types. I don't like it because it doesn't take out much dirt, because I was using a white old cloth, and I used it on one, and then the other one I brushed off, and I used it, and it didn't take off. It wasn't that much dirty on the thing. So there you go. If you're looking for a good boot, that's what I say. Get some Red Wings. You're going to pay a little bit, considerable amount more, but it's so worth it. So there you go, and thanks for watching. Hey Gary, tell him see you later.
See you later.